Nick was a man who lived two lives in Las Vegas. He worked as a bodyguard for a law firm, protecting high-stakes gamblers, and was well known in his field. However, to make enough money, he also took on risky side jobs, even pretending to be a thug if it paid well. One day in a bar, Nick pretended to hit on a beautiful woman, catching the attention of her boyfriend. The boyfriend, who was secretly a serious gambler, despite his girlfriend's pleas for him to stop, got into an argument with her. Nick saw his chance. He walked up to the couple and insulted the boyfriend by ripping off his wig. The boyfriend, a large man, was angry but held back because Nick looked strong. As the couple tried to leave, Nick kept taunting the man until he was punched repeatedly. The girlfriend was thrilled to see her boyfriend act so brave and strong. It turned out this was all an act. The boyfriend had hired Nick to play the role of a bully, giving him a chance to be the hero and impress his girlfriend. Nick got a large payment for this performance. The next day, a young, rich man named Cyrus hired Nick to be his personal bodyguard, saying he needed protection while carrying a lot of cash. Cyrus asked Nick to prove his skills first. Nick bragged about his tough past surviving explosions, mobs, and more, and listed his impressive accomplishments, including a black belt in karate and an economics degree from Yale. He then confessed he was a chronic bullshitter, but Cyrus simply found him funny and hired him. That night, Nick's friend, a woman named Holly, called him. She had been brutally assaulted and tortured and wanted Nick to find the men responsible. She remembered being in an elevator at the Golden Nugget Hotel with 3 men, one of whom seemed to be the leader. Nick initially refused, claiming he didn't know anyone at that fancy hotel. But secretly, he investigated. He learned the leader's name was Danny, a violent fighter with connections to the Italian mafia. Nick found Danny and tricked his bodyguards into letting him in by pretending to work for the city's biggest casino boss. When Danny, relaxing in a bathtub, laughed and called Holly a call girl, Nick quickly attacked. He knocked out the 2 bodyguards and tied up Danny, leaving him for Holly. Holly came in with a pair of scissors, terrifying Danny, who immediately offered her $50,000 to spare him. Holly took half the money, giving Nick $25,000. With the $25,000, Nick felt the urge to gamble. He needed $500,000 to leave his dangerous life behind and retire to the Mediterranean. Nick was an expert card player, and his luck was hot. He started small, but soon began winning huge amounts of money, drawing a crowd. He won hand after hand until he reached his goal. However, at the cashiers, his gambling addiction took over. He realized what he truly loved wasn't the money, but the thrill of playing. He took all his winnings, $500,000 to $25,000, and bet it all on a single hand. He lost everything. Later, Danny's men found Nick at a bar. Nick, furious from losing all his money, took out his anger on them, using them as punching bags and easily defeating them. Danny then complained to the casino boss, lying that Nick had shot his men and robbed him. When confronted, Danny was forced to drop his pants, confirming Holly's injury and proving he was lying about what happened. The next morning, Cyrus met Nick to say goodbye. Though he called Nick a weakling for losing his money, he still gave him a plane ticket to the Mediterranean and a $500,000 check to realize his dream. Nick refused, saying he couldn't leave because he was about to be attacked. Just then, a group of Danny's men rushed in. Cyrus caused a distraction, allowing Nick to escape. Nick then fought and defeated every one of Danny's men. Finally, he broke Danny's arm and then fatally stabbed him in the neck. Cyrus found Nick and forced him to take the ticket and the money, calling him his idol. Nick then went home to pack, ready to finally leave his life in Las Vegas.
Thank you for watching. Please do not forget to subscribe to this channel for more interesting movie recaps like this.